It is now an offence to initiate or have any sexual or indecent relations with anyone under the age of 18 in Zimbabwe, as the new age of consent of 18 is brought into statute law.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa used his powers under the Presidential Powers Act on Friday under Statutory Instrument 2 of 2024 to gazette the law for the protection of children and young persons.
The age of consent for sexual relations was set in statute law at 16, but this was raised to 18 after the Constitutional Court confirmed that the minimum age for marriage set at 18 in the Constitution also logically applied to the age of consent.
The new regulations make it clear that even asking a person under 18 to take part in sexual or indecent acts is an offence, with penalties set at level 12 fines or a maximum of 10 years in jail.
The regulations make it clear that sexual relations with a person under 12 are defined as rape if the child is a girl, or aggravated indecent assault if it's a boy, where the penalties are far higher, with lengthy jail terms being the norm.
The one acceptable defense for someone having sexual relations with a person under 18 remains being able to show that the person had reasonable grounds to believe the person was over 18, but simple appearances of physical or sexual maturity will not, and I repeat, will not be accepted, and there'll have to be something better than just look. You can't just look at someone and say, no, they look mature sexually, or they look like they were 18. That's not going to be good enough. You're going to have...
You have to ask for their ID.
You're going to have to... Maybe if they give you a fake ID.
You see, this is the thing as well, because most of the kids nowadays are looking a lot older than usual. And it's like, how do you just whip up your ID and say, hey, I'm 18,
but to be fair, I think usually you can tell from, no matter how physically mature someone looks, I mean, like...
Immature mind,
yeah,
or
you can tell from the level of conversation that
conversations.
this person is a child. And no matter how physically mature they might appear, I think that's a concern. And I think it's always better to just date someone closer in age to yourself. I think there's just more points of alignment. Like at my old age, I can't even... I don't know. I can't imagine having a conversation with a 25-year-old, let alone an 18-year-old. Like,
or 16-year-old.
What are we going to be talking about? What are we going to be talking about?
Like, what are we talking about? And I think just the general thing that I would just say, just abstain. Abstain as a young adult, a young lady, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of issues that come with indulging in sexual activities as a young person as well. I mean, you could get pregnant, you could have some STIs, or you could just get rejected and heartbreaks and all sorts of stuff that is all centered around engaging in those kinds of events at a young age. So please, I would just say abstain. Why not abstain?
Yeah, and one of the other things as well, even just going to someone who's under 18 and suggesting the idea of sex, to say, not even having sex with them, asking to say, is that an offense? That's not an offense. Yeah, I think that's what it's saying as well. And there's a part there where they explain.
You can actually go and tell on. You can tell.
Yes.
Wow.
So like if you go and try and initiate to say, I like you, what, she's under 18. Yep.
Abstain.
You're going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble.
Just stay on the right side of the law, please.
Yeah, so there's quite a lot to unpack from these new regulations. So it even punishes facilitating or aiding to have a person under the age of 18 engage in sexual activity. So if you help a 16-year-old to hook up with me...
If I hook them up with you,
I'll
go to jail.
You're getting in trouble, yeah. Yep. Or even if you give accommodation to
that behavior. If they come to my house and do that.
If I ask, can I use your house? And I've got a 16-year-old.
What if you just say, can I just use your house? I've got a meeting. And then I don't know if you're with a 16-year-old.
You have to know that's. But then I think the law says ignorance is not a defense. I think so.
Oh my goodness, we're in trouble.
No, but you know what? What I do appreciate about the changes to this law, I think it just makes it more serious. But 16 for me as
it was a terrible age to really say you can do that. I mean you're a child at 16, literally.
Still a child. Yes, you can get your driver's license, but you can't vote.
Yeah, no, you can't vote.
So if you can't trust someone to vote, why would you trust them to? Yeah, so I think there's a lot of stuff to unpack in regards to these new regulations around the age of consent. And yeah, I like the one where, you know, if it's 12 and below, whether it's a boy or girl,
rape.
it's going to be a more severe punishment. So yeah.